John Cena is smack bang in the middle of this thumbnail, but who would have thought in 20 years' time he'd have been smack bang, shoulder to shoulder, standing toe to toe with The Rock and Hogan as one of the best to ever do it in professional wrestling. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Today we're doing top 5 moments for SmackDown, the 6th of February 2003, and as you can guess, they're probably going to feature The Rock, they're probably going to feature John Cena, and they'll probably feature Hulk Hogan. I mean, what a time to be alive. SmackDown 2003, you thought wrestling was going downhill, and now you have The Rock and Hulk Hogan cutting promos in the same ring, albeit The Rock technically there just via satellite.
Absolutely, and who would have thought in 2024 the only one out of these three to officially retire would be that guy in the middle? Babyface John. Not so babyface these days, he's a wee bit old looking, but how mental is that? Big John at the age of what, 46 is the only guy to officially retire?
Yeah, the only guy to announce his retirement. Is there going to be another Hulk Hogan match though? That we do not know. But speaking of matches, will we get some Sean O'Haire matches? We do not know. But coming at number 5, we have the in-person debut of Sean O'Haire. He didn't want to wrestle, but he sure did want to get involved with Spanky. And he talked to Brian Kendrick about how he wants to make it in the wrestling business. He needs to do something big. But sure, he's not telling Brian Kendrick anything that he doesn't already know. He then brings up the Olympics and the torchbearer, and he brings up the streaker, and he says to Brian Kendrick, you want to make your moment, why don't you do it? Why don't you streak? Why don't you get down to your, buttocks, I guess, butt naked, and streak around the arena? And I guess Brian Kendrick, being easily manipulated, agreed to this.
He did agree to it. Streaky, Spanky. Sean O'Haire, Brian Kendrick, two guys, well, I mean, especially Brian Kendrick being green at this stage. Sean O'Haire's been around the block. Two guys that are considered nobodies, right, in the grand scheme of things, but they've just got something about them that I think 90% of people lack today. Like, this was an engaging segment.
It was. Looking forward to seeing more Sean O'Haire. We finally got to see him debut, and we'll see what we have in store for him next week. But coming in at number 4, we have Kurt Angle versus Benoit, world title on the line. I know people will be thinking, how do you only have this in 4th place? But in all honesty, look, we've seen this match so many times in the past, and this is coming just like 2-3 weeks after their classic at the Royal Rumble. Now, I can't say enough good things about their match at the Royal Rumble. It was a phenomenal match, okay? In my opinion, if you want to go on a star-based rating, it's a 5-star match. It's a 10 out of 10 match. Can't deny that. However, not that this match was bad, but I do think having them wrestling again so often, so soon after the Royal Rumble match, almost like, it doesn't devalue the Rumble match, but it just lessens my interest in this. These two guys have put on a classic. I don't need to see them attempt to do it again just 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. And this one was never going to live up to the hype, because the title wasn't on the line. It wasn't a pay-per-view. It just was never going to be as good, and it wasn't.
Absolutely not, and it's not just the second time we've seen it. We've seen it a million times already in 2002 and 01. But coming in at number 3.
What we haven't seen before is the world's greatest tag team get a shot at the tag team titles. Their first opportunity to win gold here in the WWE, and they done it. They defeated Los Guerreros, and it wasn't even Chavo that got pinned. It was Eddie Guerrero. Shocker.
Yeah, it was a shocker. Is it the correct decision, giving these two guys the belts so early into their career? No. I would have honestly preferred Cena or Big Red or Bill Buchanan to win these titles. Los Guerreros barely had them for long. But Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, I wouldn't go as far as saying they stunk the joint out, but they're just not doing it for me, man. I actually thought fondly of Team Angle, when in reality it's just Angle. There's no I in Team, and there shouldn't be Angle in Team Angle.
Yeah, it's Angle carrying this. Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, for me, they're not doing it. With hindsight, looking back, I actually imagine Shelton Benjamin will get a little bit better in his solo run. I mean, who knows? Maybe they can get better, but right now, they're coming out dressed in the red, white, and blue. They've got the same hood as Kurt Angle. Wow, look at that. They're all wearing the same hoodies. It's a trio of hoodies. Congratulations, but, I mean, this doesn't really compare to Evolution, does it, if we're being completely honest? Anyway, coming at number 2, someone who can compare to Evolution. Hell, someone that will probably outdo every single member of Evolution when it's all said and done. We have this man right here. We know him now as Big Match John. Back then, though, we knew him as the Doctor of Thugonomics, and he wrote up himself a little prescription, and that prescription says next week, him versus the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely. John Cena for the millionth week in a row coming out, cutting a rap that's good. It's hard to do this, right? As seen in AEW, the Acclaimed, they just don't deliver every week, man. Half the weeks it's botches, and half the weeks they just scrap the rap midway through. But Big John delivers week in, week out, and you can see why this guy can be relied upon to be the face of the company going forward. Obviously, I don't think the rapper gimmick was ever going to last, but it was this longevity for Big John early on and consistency that gave him the keys to the kingdom. And not Cody Rhodes' kingdom, by the way. Big John's played them.
The real kingdom, the silver brass rings, or whatever they are. The brass rings, they're not silver, they're not gold, they're brass. That McMahon wants you to grab onto. And grabbing in to the number one spot, grabbing this number one moment, this segment, this promo. Well, they're going to have to split it in half, because it goes to The Rock and Hulk Hogan. Hogan in the ring. Rock via satellite, with The Rock making fun of Hogan, telling him to hurry it up, get to the end, get to the whole bit where you're going to run wild, brother, because you're boring me.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah, no, The Rock's pretending to be asleep. Hulk Hogan tries to fire back. He makes fun of The Rock's newly shaved dome, and then he calls The Rock a ROCKAJABRONI. And honestly, I mean, it kind of sucked, but when Hulk Hogan says it, we'll give him a pass.
Yeah, I'm not taking on The Rock in no way out, brother. I'm taking on The ROCKAJABRONI. And the crowd bought it, so we bought it, damn it. It was some good shit.
But you know what? I think Hulk Hogan could have said the N-word back here and he'd have got away with it.
Aye.
I mean, people just didn't want to boo Hulk Hogan at this point.
Rocky Hollywood, brother. I'm coming for you now, brother. But I mean, you've got The Rock and Hogan. The Rock segment earlier in the night, I thought sucked. But he brought it back here.
He did bring it back here. Maybe it's because The Rock was focusing his attention on Hogan and not some imaginary person to his left.
Yeah, obviously we are led to believe there is someone there, but there ain't. It just makes The Rock look cheap.
Even if there was, we don't see them, so it doesn't... it didn't really add anything. It was Rock basically telling someone, oh yeah, you get my, what's he call that fake chicken, tofu? Get me the tofu ready and all this stuff, and I like pie, and I mean we get it, The Rock and his pie jokes, but it just doesn't work as good. Anytime The Rock joked about pie before, we actually seen him with Lillian Garcia in the frame talking to her. I mean, this here, it was just like The Rock almost like talking to himself. A little bit sad, actually, to be honest.
He's talking about the Hulkster's pie. Damn it.
But yeah, Rock, Hogan, enjoying this little feud. Looking forward to the No Way Out match. John Cena next week, going one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. How far, how high will that get up in the top 5 moments? But this is your top 5 moments, guys, for this week. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. And as for Fog Wrestling, peace out.